Hey, Commissioner Bill Stanley here, coming to wish you a Merry, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Enjoy all your holidays, no matter how you work it, folks. Have a joyous, joyous holiday. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your commissioner.
When you became a county commissioner in 1988,
Whoopee!
yeah, you came on with Gene Rainey and Doris Geezer Tanner, Jess Ledbetter, and Tom Sobel back
What a
in
bunch!
'88.
What a bunch! Good crowd, really was. That was a right, and I'm glad that I came on with that much experience on the board.
Yeah.
You know, there was at least 3 of them, you know, that knew something. 2 of them didn't know nothing.
Yeah, they were veterans. They'd been there.
Yeah, they'd been there. They'd been there at least 4 years, and most of them 8 or more.
That's
you know,
right. Now,
and,
you didn't come to the board, though, without a lot of experience. You were my high school principal. So when you became a commissioner, I'd already had you for 3 years
well,
as a
yeah,
principal.
I remember that.
At
Seems like
Asheville
I
High
had to
School.
separate you and the boys in the hall about every other period.
Oh, yeah, I hear that. But you were also Bill Stanley's Barbecue and Bluegrass.
Yeah, we did that for 10 years, and it was lovely.
Yeah, right here behind
Right,
us.
yeah, right in this building, in the downstairs. Not someone said, Bill, is that place like yours over there now, packed place? I said, no, no, no. Said our place was the honky tonk. That thing's 5th Avenue. That's a great place. I like it. I like to go in there and eat.
Bill Stanley's Barbecue and Bluegrass was a popular place.
Yeah,
so.
we had a good time down there for 10 years.
Yes, you did.
A lot of work, but it was fun. It was a time and place thing. It really worked out well, and of course, you know, the band we had was with us the whole 10 years.
Wow.
Mark Pruitt and some other guy, not Mark Pruitt's band now, but it was a Mark Pruitt band then. Let's see, Mike Hunter, who was at Asheville High. Wayne Carter was at, I think he was at Lee Edwards or Asheville. I guess he was at
Asheville High. He was, yeah.
Yeah. And who else in there? Sam Parker was in it, Bill, and Randy Davis. He was an Asheville High boy. His mother was the cafeteria manager.
Wow.
Yeah, long time ago. Yeah.
But
they were good. We had a good time with them.
Well,
and then it got, you know, really, well, it was good. It worked out fine. It, you know, gave me a lot of name recognition, which they say is what you need when you run for office.
That's right. That's right. And you have had no trouble getting back into office for 24 years.
6. Actually, you run 12 times, but you got to run the primary.
Right.
And I had primary opposition every time. Somebody wanted to beat Bill every time he ran. So we have 12 elections, 6 primaries, and 6 general elections, and we're fortunate, thank you, Jesus, to have won each time.
That's right.
And I believe that's enough. that may be enough. And I decided not to run this time, or did not seek re-election, and I will miss it for sure. But it's time for me to leave. They need to get some young voices, and what we're going into now is going to be something else with 7 commissioners representing districts.
It's a
instead
different
of the whole
day.
county. It will be extremely different.
It will be different.
It will be different. It will be different.
Well, now let's think back over those 24 years, though, that you've been here. What are some of the most significant changes you've seen? We're sitting in one change.
Oh yeah.
Right here in Pack
time.
Square Park. But what are some of the changes you've seen in 24 years?
Oh, mercy, 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 mercy. Well, of course, we didn't fire everybody. We didn't even fire the ones we could legally fire when we came on, but we ran not to do that, because we just felt like that wasn't the thing to do. And we did not do that. We kept our attorney, we kept our clerk, we kept the ones that, you know, that actually worked for the commission. Was there 4 or 5 of them?
4.
4. 4 that, you know, the commissioners can fire at any meeting they go to. But we didn't do any of that, and I think that was a change, because it didn't work out that way before, the 16 years before that. But I think what we've tried to do for our Buncombe County employees has been a major move. We have a health package that's unreal. Our pay is not the best in the land, but it's not the worst, and that we need to continue to work on.
These are significant changes,
and they
from
are.
Where
They were.
you came.
They
That's
were
right.
extremely significant changes.
You done a landfill?
Yeah. Oh
my goodness.
Yes. We did. We did site a landfill, and we were doing what were we doing? We were having something here recently about, it might have been zoning, meetings. And I said, folks, these meetings aren't tough. I said, if you want to go to a tough meeting, site a landfill. Go out and tell them you're going to site a landfill where they live. And then you'll hear fussing.
That's exactly right.
You will
That's
hear
exactly
fussing.
right.
Yeah.
Well, and there were junkyards all over the county.
Oh, yeah,
Those are
they're
gone now.
They're gone. Roger, they're just doing a great job of that. And,
That's right.
And we've changed that policy because we're actually spending county money to get rid of some of that.
That's right.
We're supporting that with funds to get the mobile homes, same way those old ones that sat on the side of the road, they were full of kudzu and rats and mice and snakes and whatever, and we're getting rid of those. About 4 years ago or something like that, when, that one too? Okay, that's not on, all right. Bob Hunter brought this to us, this idea of this thing, and sold our county manager and our assistant county manager and the rest of the commissioners on this thing. I didn't know what he's talking about. Said we were one of 2 counties, the government, EPA, or whoever they were, issued 2 grants or whatever, I think, and one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast. We got the East Coast one. Out in California, Alano County, what's the name of that place, John? Yolo County, California, wherever that is. They had one. Went out there and looked at it, and they showed me that, here's a landfill that's not using this, and here's one it is, and it's sunk. Thing was down. So I think the fact that we're saving the landfill space for what we're doing and providing power. But thank goodness we had the Bob Hunter, and we had the Wanda Green, the John Jackson, the Jerry Mears, and all over there, and now the ones we got now, looking after this for. This is a great asset to this county. It just shows you that we're the best run county in the country. Thank you very much. I think that the advancements we made in our landfill, the new landfill we have, particularly Bob Hunter started this landfill gas project that he had. Bioreactor. Now we're selling gas to the Blue Ridge.
French Broad Electric.
French Broad Electric buying gas from us. Off that new landfill. The old landfill, we kept that one, and they're getting gas off that, but that's a private concern. But he's getting a lot of gas still off of that thing. Right. That I think he sells some of that to MSD or somebody. But
well, and if you remember, 24 years ago, there wasn't much talk about any kind of recycling, really. Or green or anything. That was just not on the radar.
I remember when we started that. We talked about all kind of different ways to handle recycling, and they had bumper stickers that said, the devil burns and God recycles or something. I forget, something like that. One of those like that. But they're pretty neat.
Oh yeah.
But we had a bunch of those. Have you ever wondered where all the litter comes from? The Keep America Beautiful organization, or KAB, found that litter comes from 7 primary sources. Litter comes from pedestrians, cars, household garbage, commercial dumpsters, construction and demolition sites, loading dock, and trucks with uncovered loads. They also found that people litter if they do not feel any permanent responsibility for areas in the community we all share. I guess a disappointment, but God in His wisdom knows better. We had, on the old landfill, we were going to put a Buncombe County golf course.
That's right.
Had it mapped out, had 2 young men, had invested almost $100,000 in it, and had signed a contract to do it. They had the financial backing to do it, which is about $4 million. They're ready to go. 9/11 came along, and those venture capital people pulled out of that thing, and that project went south. They couldn't do it. Folks, 10 years ago, before 9/11, this would have been a golf course. 2 young men had given their life savings, had raised $4 million in venture capital money. And when 9/11 happened, and those wonderful emergency workers and police and firemen lost their lives when those towers went down, this could be a tribute to them. I hope. It's y'all do too much. But we're happy this thing's here, and we look forward to its completion. What we're putting in out there now on that old landfill our safety training facility.
Public safety training facility.
Public safety training. Folks, if you hadn't seen that, you need to go out there and look. It's unreal, and it will be so helpful not only to Buncombe County but this whole area, as far as emergency management driving, officer driving, other things, firefighting, and other things. It's
state-of-the-art way to practice and train. And doesn't it seem like, though, a lot of the work that y'all did in the early years, when you first came on, has culminated recently? You can see it in the park that surrounds us, in the judicial building that's right over here that's coming out of the ground, the parking deck, consolidating all the offices, the public safety training facility. It's kind of all coming together now.
Right, and that took some time. We were renting, I don't know how many square feet we were, paying money to rent all over town. Now we're moving everything closer together. I don't think we're renting anything.
We are
now.
not.
We're not. We're no longer renting, and I'm sure the realtors are renting. The renters are upset about that, but as a taxpayer, that's helped. These buildings belong to the county taxpayers, and we're filling them up with our folks. The new one that we're moving into now, have moved into for the what we call it, administration building, administration center.
Yeah, 200.
It's unreal. The old Sears building now houses social services and health down there.
That's right.
And then across the street, the old health center, is a register of deeds, and who else is
Board of Elections.
Board of Elections moved over there. And tax officers over there.
And it took all the building blocks of all the years and all the work to get it all
absolutely get it to work out. And it it took 24 years. I didn't do all that myself, but I was here when it happened.
But it took building it little by little to get there.
Yes, it did. It truly did.
Well, now you got to tell me what some of the most memorable moments. Yeah, they don't have to be.
Yeah.
They don't have to be anything.
Well,
official, but just those memorable moments.
I think when we first came on, we went to the county manager form of government, because when we came on here, the elected chairman was the county manager.
That's right. Some people probably don't even know that.
No, they've probably forgotten that. But we went to the professional county manager form of government.
Right.
I think we hired Steve Metcalf, was our first one, and he was smart enough to hire Bill McKelvey as his assistant. And then Steve went on to bigger and better things, to work for the governor as Secretary of Administration or something, and then became a state senator. And Bill McKelvey became our manager, and he was like me, he had already retired once or twice, and then he retired. And I think the smartest thing we've ever done, besides keeping our clerk, is hiring Wanda Green. When we hired Wanda Green as our manager, 15 years, 16?
About 15 years ago.
15 or 16 years ago. Was a smart move. This lady is almost a genius in running county government or municipal government. That to me is one of the most memorable things that I can recall was doing that. And we did that. We were going to do that because we didn't know much about it. But that's one of them. And let's see, what else do I remember good? And of course, the sad thing is, we've lost 2 or 3 of our employees in Afghanistan, or wherever.
That's right.
Yeah, that was not good. And we've had, I don't know how many go over there, and that we need to forever remember those folks. And Mitchell K. Carver Jr. was doing what he loved to do and what he did best when he made the ultimate sacrifice and the greatest and most costly investment in the future of the great nation. And Mitchell K. Carver Jr. and his family have become a part of a host of veterans and families across the decades. They're the fabric of what makes this nation great, a willingness to sacrifice for freedom. Whereas this board wishes to honor the memory of Mitchell K. Carver Jr. for the sacrifices he made through the investment of his life towards protection of freedom. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of Commissioners for the County of Buncombe as follows: that the board does hereby honor the memory of Mitchell K. Carver Jr. for his tireless contribution to the citizens of Buncombe County and the United States of America. This proclamation be presented to his family, Mitchell K. Carver, on Memorial Day 2006.
And you served the state association as president.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Served on the national board.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been pretty active in those things.
You have.
And it's I hope someone's going to take that up. We need that. We need somebody to keep us in sync with our state association and our national association, because they do work for us.
They do.
They truly do. The national association on the Washington level and the state association in Raleigh. Yeah. The state association, one of the biggest things they've done in my tenure was working out the Medicare, Medicaid refunding money, because we were getting ripped bad.
Right. And I don't think people know how hard y'all worked as a part of that association to make sure that happened.
Absolutely, we did. Yeah, got that done. And I think the other thing is how, when I came on, we had, you'd get called about employees. I hadn't had a call about an employee in 3 years, I don't believe. Well, you got that dumb Never, don't hear that anymore. And they don't fuss about the inspectors. Used to, that used to be fierce. And we don't have that anymore. And that's because that our employees are happy, and they want to do a good job, and they want to serve, and they want to serve properly. That's their term, is service to the county.
Well, and that keeps consistency in building it and what you've done for all these years.
Absolutely. No question about that. No question about that.
Well, now, what are a couple of things you're most proud of in your 24 years?
Oh, gosh. Well, as I said, getting one of the green here. Of course, keeping you. That's an amazing thing that there were some that wanted to let you go when we first came on.
Oh, I do remember that.
And it didn't happen. And because you were smarter than all of us. You really probably know so much about running our county, and particularly what commissioners can do and can't do. I mean, you can say, y'all can't do that. And that's what you're supposed to say. And you do that extremely well.
Well, and I do appreciate you keeping it. That is.
But that's good. I think that our great employees really is a good. Because we have those awards, and it's always a pleasure to go to those and give out those pins to those employees who've been with us, for several years.
Folks, this is always a great pleasure to come do this. Like my fellow commissioner already indicated, y'all are the ones that make the county look great, feel great, and we're the ones that screw it up from time to time, but we try to straighten that out all along. 20 years service. 20 years ago, Commissioner Stanley had hair.
What we've done on conservation easement, we have put, close to 4,000 acres.
Oh yeah, 4,000 acres in conservation.
4,000 acres into conservation easements, which means the people still own the land, but it can't be developed.
That's right. And when we were having that development boom.
Oh yeah. We needed it.
That's exactly right.
To
keep the county looking.
Did we ever need it? Yes,
like
we did. And that's great, Coach. And I think we will come back. We will. I understand now our housing sales are up a mite. You hear from our realtors, and they say, yeah, they're up just a little, and that's wonderful.
I know one thing that a lot of folks are proud of, and I know you are, is that AAA bond rating.
Oh,
we just got
great
in a time when even the national
everybody
rating
else is going down. Yeah.
We are up.
And I was proud to be a part of that. We would go up there, mercy sakes alive.
That's another thing people don't know, how hard y'all work to get that rating.
We went up to be interviewed by the Moody's group and the Standard & Poor's group, and went into the big stock exchange building, where they rang the bell and I clicked, and everybody down on the floor screaming and hollering, and that's the building we were in to do this. And when we were having our interview to talk about our county and how well it was managed. But there again, our staff, Donna, our finance officer, and Wanda and John and Mandy, they just presented it so well. And they let me say a word or two, and evidently I didn't mess up. And, so it was something. But to be up there amongst those, I mean high rollers, there's no telling how much those folks make. But we went in there, and it was in the dead of, it was June or July, but it was warm weather. And I had on my khaki suit, brown suit like my breeches today. And we went in that building, and I stood out like a sore thumb because every male in there and most of the women had on black. I'm serious. Black suits, or navy, and they were dark.
Right.
And if I got in a crowd of 3 or 4 or 5, I stood out. So I didn't have on dark clothes. But that was a.
Well, you were successful.
Yeah, we were, we didn't expect that. We were hoping to maintain. What were we? Something plus.
AA+.
AA plus. And we just didn't want to come down. But when I tell you what, when Dr. Green called me to tell me she was crying. She was so proud that she was in tears, saying that we got that. And of course, I'm bad to tear up too. And that was a great feeling.
Well,
to know that
I don't think that's
we'd
another
operate
thing.
this county so well
Right.
that these national people think our ratings should be up there with the big boys.
And again, something our citizens don't have to
don't
worry
really.
about because you guys take care of it. And
Right. And they don't realize that makes it so we can borrow money cheaper. I'm sure they don't like borrowing money, and we don't either. But we cannot do, because we have to do things on a large scale. We don't keep that much money in a reserve to do a $40 million bill or $30 million anything. So you have to borrow money, and you can borrow it at a cheap rate. That helps. And that AAA bond rating means we can get it cheaper than most.
That's right. That's right. That's a huge thing, I think, to be proud of. I'm just as we sit here and talk, I'm amazed at how, just looking back over the 24 years, how each year has built on something else. And here, as you end up your time, so much of that has come to completion.
Yes, it has.
And many people don't get to see that. They work and don't get to see that. And that is just really, really amazing.
But I'm happy with that. The only thing that I really, and we're going to meet on that Tuesday, that the first national convention I went to in 1989, we have a problem with affordable workforce housing.
Right.
Like I said, our pay is fair. It's not where it ought to be, and hopefully we'll continue working on that. But a school teacher or a policeman or a fireman or a county employee, one of them can't afford a home in Buncombe County. Both of them got to work, or they got to work 2 jobs or something like that to be able to afford that. And I've been the thing on that all along. Well, finally I got some support from my colleague in '89 at a national convention. They got up there and talked about incentives to developers. And they said, we don't have an incentive. We just say, developer, if you're going to build in our county, 10% of what you build is going to be affordable housing or workforce housing. And you can do that. If the laws change and we're working towards that, hoping that we'll get something that realtors will get on to, give them enough incentive to do it, to get some workforce housing in our county. The city has that now. I think some of the things they're building are affordable, but they're going straight up, and we don't really need that out in the county. So we need to work on the
and that's just another example of how y'all never stop. You're never satisfied with where things are.
No.
Always
It's just like the
improve.
zoning law. They put it in. It was bad. And we said all along, we can tweak this, and we tweak it about every other meeting. We work on it about every other meeting, because that was a tough thing for me. But I'm a property rights person, and the passing the zoning law, I didn't vote for it, but it passed. I knew it was going to pass, and we needed it. I'm sure we probably did need it. But I like where we're going with it now, because we do tweak here and there to make some folks happy. But I think all in all, it's just been really good. I think I'm proud of what we've accomplished.
What's amazing is I can't really think of everybody that's ran for a commissioner, served as commissioner, they've all loved this county.
Oh yeah.
Whether you agreed with their opinion or not, they've all wanted the best.
Best for the county. That's correct. That's correct.
That's something.
Well, and if you shouldn't run for it if you don't. If you don't feel that way about Buncombe County, don't get up here and try to run it.
That's right.
You got to love it. You've got to love it and want to do all you can for it to make it better. Do whatever it takes to make it better, to get it better. I think we're good, but we're not as good as we can be. And I'm sure this new bunch, there'll be enough of them that'll be able to get cracking. But it's been a joy for me. absolute joy, absolute joy.